have very nice product. So as a scientist, we analyzed human bones, and from human bones we can learn a lot about ancient people, how long they lived, what was their genetic origin, and so on. But with the bones, from bones of the skull, we can recreate and reconstruct the face. What we did in this MetaHuman project, that we scanned the skull, made a 3D model, and this 3D model was used for facial reconstruction, but in a form of sculpture. This sculpture then was transferred to MetaHuman technology, which is technology developed by the Epic Games. I believe that many of our visitors are familiar with the Epic. So they are using MetaHuman technology for the faces in human faces in virtual reality. But when they invented, they didn't know that we can apply it on ancient people. So by this technology, we created biokinetic model, and now this model actually can express all by his face, all emotions.
Because I was very interested in the science that you were developing and applying to this, because I think we've all seen at museums the old facial reconstructions of old, but you're now adding DNA technology. You're using tell me about some of the processes that you do to add real authenticity to this person, so that this is not just an animation that we've kind of conjured up. It's the genuine face of a 10,000-year-old man.
Yeah, exactly, Martin. We have to say that archaeologists all over the world excavating human bones. And as a scientist, we analyzed bones and then pack those bones into the boxes. So even scientists and the wider public also cannot see how those people look like. What we did, we analyzed, for example, isotopes from bone to reconstruct his diet. We analyzed DNA to reconstruct the parts which are not possible to reconstruct from the bones, such as color of the skin or eyes or the eyes of the color of the hair. So all those data which came from bones allow us to say that this man which we see tonight was 55 years old when he died, that he lived 10,000 years ago, and that he exclusively eat fish at that time.
And things like the color of his eyes and the state of his teeth, these are all things that we're going to see when we finally are introduced to this gentleman.
Yeah, exactly. Everything what we have from the bones we integrated in this model.
And so then whose idea was it to bring in the gaming industry?
Actually, it's not an idea to bring it into gaming industry. Gaming industry came to us because we have this dream to make ancient people more alive. Actually, that was my dream long time ago. And when I saw the presentation about this MetaHuman technology, I exactly knew it. If we apply this technology to the ancient bones, we really can recreate an ancient individual. Not only this one, I hope in the future a lot of more.
And so what is the sort of the implication to us, both to you as a scientist, for this kind of digital biokinetic metahuman technology, and what about us as humanity? How does this affect us? Why is this so important?
I really think that this night is a special night, because this is really for the first time that we will have opportunity to see an ancient face in action, but in a future that really can completely change our way to how we understand and interpret the human past. We see the human past through objects. We are going to museums and we see pottery, and to sites, and we see the pyramids and not the people behind it. The modern humans have perception that our culture is material one. Okay, only partly. The real people with real emotions are behind that culture. And with further application of this technology, we really will have opportunity to deeply understand our human past through the real people who created our past and history.
And other applications for this kind of science?
For scientists, this is also very important. We now can integrate our hard work on bones to present our results on those lively models. But also we are very optimistic that this can be applied not only in scientific fields and museums, but also in other industries very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has now come for us to unveil. You want to name him the 10,000-year-old biokinetic digital meta-human. Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
I think you'll agree this is an absolutely remarkable thing to be. I mean, we've all seen animation, right? But this is the genuine face of a 10,000-year-old man looking back at us and making faces back at us. What's even more interesting about the process that the team has put together is that we can actually interact with this face through an iPhone app, which will be on the pavilion for the next 3 months, through which you can physically be this digital biokinetic meta-human. So, with no further ado, shall we get someone from the crowd? We need a volunteer.
Okay.
Yes, young man. Step forward. Then come around the back.
So until you come, I just forgot to mention that our man was a very special man, buried in a special position. He had important role in his society. So with iPhone, what is your name?
My name is Rashawn.
Rashan.
Rashawn.
And where are you from?
I'm from Canada.
Oh wow, go Canada.
So you're part of this historical moment. Now you will have opportunity. The iPhone will now scanning your face. Look
So,
at the screen.
Look at the screen as well.
And you
now
can
pull
make
some
the
faces.
yeah, you can make
Smile. Frown.
Okay.
Angry
oh,
face.
you are angry.
How about a put your tongue out? Let's see if that works. Maybe. Yeah.
So the model is reacting to our emotions and faces. So
You are the first person in history to be doing this
Yeah.
on a public stage. Take a bow to the ladies and gentlemen, young man. Fantastic. Sorry, we interrupted. One of the things that, just in the terms of context of why this is important for humanity, this particular skeleton was found in a place called Siberia, right? And why does this matter to humans? Why is the story of Siberia and therefore this gentleman important for all of us, not just for Serbia, but for the world?
yes, the whole region where this man lived is actually the region in the Central Balkans when important culture, prehistoric culture, Lepenski Rir was developed. And this is very important and specific culture where people created monumental sculpture for the first time in the world after him. But his generation was among the founders of this important prehistoric culture, which is really relevant for the further development of European prehistory.
And we know that this was a culture that also came from different parts of the world, right? They're from the Middle East, and it was a culture built on migration.
Definitely, the flourish of the culture was in the moment when people from Anatolia and also from the territory of the Greece came into the Central Balkans. And actually the explosion of the culture was in that moment when hunter-gatherers, so our guys hunter-gatherer, came in contact with the Neolithic people from all around the prehistoric world at that time.
So, which just really nicely rounds up the intent of the Serbia Pavilion and Serbia Creates Ideas, is that by bringing people together, by sharing knowledge, by sharing our cultures, we become better people. We do great things, we create great stories, we make fantastic futures for ourselves. So, on that note, we're going to declare this exhibition open. It's going to be open upstairs, on the second floor of the pavilion. And you'll be able to try out with the iPhone to make your faces and interact with this fantastic 10,000-year-old man. Do you want to keep it up here?
Yeah, yeah. If somebody
Anybody else want to come and try it while we're going?